insane. It's quite nice when a man says, "I want to live in your garden," in front of other people.
What people?
It's just you and me, darling, and my garden. Although it's been a bit frosty of late. Anyway, that's too much information. I don't know how I'm going to go from that into my first poem. I've got 5 poems, and the lovely Jacqueline Safra chose the order, and I'm quite pleased because she's actually edited the next edition of Magma Poetry magazine, so she's a high calibre orderer. So this first one's about poetry, and it's called Everything You Say. Poetry can change everything in the curl turn of a page. Being afraid is part of it, as is being sceptical. A home-cooked meal has saved more lives, calmed an unhinged soul more times than a poem ever has. Discard this notion. Bury yourself in all that you don't understand. It's here in headlines, the brainwash of advertising copy, haiku text messages, and lovers' talk, groping for a way to utter what the heart already knows. Your life is here on the page. Your words are the ball catch in air. Pitch yourself into the gaping sky. Everything you say has the power of prayer to those who will listen. The next poem is about boobs. Because sooner or later you have to do that, really, if you're a woman or if you're a man. Everybody has some sort of relationship to the boob. Anyway, this was it was for, there's a night called Burlesque Against Breast Cancer, where you can actually see real boobs and write poems about boobs if you don't want to reveal your own. And not being a burlesque dancer, I wrote a poem about boobs called Come, Sleep. It's also about aging boobs. Once each nipple was a Once each nipple was a weather vane, my pert sun rising beneath a clavicle horizon. Now an estuary of stretch marks inks me. When your calendar is a thief stealing all your hours, I'll be the pillow after the dirty washing of your week. You who have sucked the day dry of all its milk, rest your head between the bookends of my breasts. Come, sleep with me. You can see why I'm there past my garden. I'm never going to let you forget. Okay, a couple of poems actually about London. That's another thing I think that London poets have to do. And I've got a love-hate relationship with London, having lived here all my life, which is really love, hate, love. Anyway, it's called Hometown. I take it everywhere I go, carry it with my loose change and every border that I cross. The difficult family member I've stopped making excuses for. We live on takeaways and gossip, the streets gag with the smell of aftershave and beer, a fight forgotten with Sunday's hangover. Punctuate our office days with tea and instant coffee, count low-fat calories at lunch. All hell breaks loose at the sales, the 2-for-1 smash and grabbers who'd kill for that designer frock, a brand new juicer. I'd believe him if I were you, the cabbie tells the puff-eyed girl sniffing in the back of his cab. They say every week a language dies, but here, as the sun rises over one-night stands and building dust, each day a new one is beginning. And the next one, actually, because you know we poets are thieves, that's what we like doing most of all, just stealing everything we can. Yep. You say it there, it comes out here. Anyway, a very good friend of mine, Jiffer Benson, has written a lovely poem called London Bone, which is about all the bones under London plague pits. So I've stolen it for her, but I always like to give her credit because it inspired this poem called Wishbone, which is on the same theme. Underneath us, the trodden dust of elbow, knee, one more plague pit, and a dead kingdom of bubonic rats. A good-tempered jaw once recounted dirty tales in an inn, found its home between thick thighs and ready flesh. Fingers curled a ball, shot it at the sun, or pulled on a bow, watched an arrow hit a bird's breast, its small skeleton tumble. London is built on bones and teeth, a wishbone tugged and torn apart. Shoulder to shoulder, we climb on its skeletal remains, hoist it to the sky. The last one's a bit bleak and surreal combined, because sometimes I have moods which are both bleak and surreal. I hope some members of the audience can relate to Andreas. And other people apart from Andreas, perhaps write us down. It's not only about me and Andreas tonight. If only it were. No. Now I'm going to have to go from that to this, which is a sad poem. It's called The Oldest Girl in the World. And that's my last poem. My flicking curls are all I've got. There's no bough waiting for our blade, no tree with your name carved by mine. I make bombs and paper clips, pencil shavings and sticky tape. Then I blow your world apart, tear teddy limb from limb. My petticoats ache with the memory of your hands, but my glass eyes bleed no tears. I'm the oldest girl in the world. Men still coo my name.
Naomi Woddis. She does have a beautiful garden, and I'm talking about Islington, though.